Hi everyone, just to let you know, this little devil that you're seeing right now is just an example of the horns being used, but if you'd like to know how to create this look, then I actually have a tutorial on this. The link will be down below. You will need a headband, hot glue, tinfoil, plaster bandage or PVA glue and tissue, Dremel or sandpaper, Mod Podge or PVA glue, spray paint primer, acrylic paint and a top coat spray paint. So we're going to start off by grabbing the headband and the wire, and you want to twist the wire together like so, just to make it much stronger and stable. And then you want to use the ends to wrap it around the headband and basically twist it on. Then I'm just grabbing some pliers and I'm just squeezing it onto the headband, but I'm not actually going to squeeze it all the way just yet because I want to see if I get them in the right position first. Next I'm just using the remaining ends and I'm just twisting it back up onto itself, and then again just grabbing the pliers and squeezing them on. And then you just want to grab a mirror or something and just check on your head and see if you're happy with the position, and as you can see here I've repeated the same steps with the other one. So now I'm just bending them to shape and then making sure they're even and then cutting them to size. Once I was happy with that, I then grabbed the pliers and squeezed them firmly so they weren't going to move anywhere. Taking a hot glue gun, I'm just going to really secure that in place, and then grabbing some tin foil, I'm going to wrap the wire and add some meat to the bones. Then I'm just grabbing glue once again and I'm just going to kind of secure the tin foil in place, but just be careful that you don't overdo with the hot glue because it can add weight very quickly. Next I'm grabbing some plaster bandage. You can also use PVA glue and some tissue or toilet roll as well, and paper mache, and I'm basically just going to dip this in water, squeeze out the excess and then add some layers. I'm really building up the thickness with this, and just keep in mind that when you do this it's going to definitely be heavy, but when it dries it's going to become light again, so don't worry about that. You just gotta trust the process. Yes, working with plaster bandage is very messy, it gets everywhere, just to warn you. Next, I'm going to be grabbing a Dremel and just smoothing out the surface, but I'm not going to make this too perfect. I'm just literally getting rid of the big lumps and bumps. And this texture of sandpaper that I'm using will leave some lines and marks, but if you're looking for something extra smooth, then you're going to have to grab some finer sandpaper and really sand it down properly. Next I'll be grabbing the glue gun and I'm going to start creating the bumps and the texture. Now like I said earlier, just be careful with this because it can add a lot of weight on. Next you can use some Mod Podge or some PVA glue, and I'm just going to add a good few layers just to seal everything in place. Once that was dry, I went outside and grabbed some primer and just sprayed this all over, including the headband as well. I only did one layer of this. Who likes my amazingly professional stand? If anyone wants to donate a head to me, then feel free. Wait, what? Next I'm going to be grabbing some acrylic paints and painting the entire horns and headband in black. Taking some red acrylic paint, I'm then taking a brush and actually brushing in a vertical motion, not across, and this is just going to paint the higher areas of the surface. And it's completely up to you what intensity, what colour you'd like this to be, but obviously the more you do this, the more red there's going to be showing. So basically the black was an undercoat to create the shadows and the deeper areas, and the red is for the more raised areas. Once I was happy with that, I've then topped it off with just some white, and this is going to create some highlights. And this time I've wiped off a lot of the paint off my brush and just really gently dry brushed this on. You don't want to overdo this, this is just to give it a bit more realism. And then top that off with a top coat spray or something like that, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like this, then let me know by giving a thumbs up, and also feel free to hit that subscribe button. Also don't forget I have an Instagram, Facebook and TikTok at Goth Spectrum, and finally I will see you next time. Bye guys. It's gonna be a long night. Yeah.